What is going on, my Cinema Lemon Nation? Welcome to another movie review. Today we're going to be reviewing the movie It's a Wonderful Knife. I just had the opportunity to see it last night, and I know this film came out, I guess a few months ago or about a month ago or something. I don't know. But the synopsis is, after saving her own town from a psychotic killer, Winnie, a young girl living in a small town, her life is less than wonderful. When she wishes she had never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where without her, things could be much worse. This film is starring Justin Long and Joel McHale. So basically diving right into the fact of what the premise is surrounding this film. This film definitely following up on the back burner, not really doing as well as the other slasher films that have come out over the past couple of years, especially Thanksgiving, which just came out. You guys can go check that movie review out right there in the top right or left corner, one of those corners. But I wasn't a huge fan of the whole parallel universe concept, especially in the way that this film was executed. I honestly thought this movie was very poorly directed and didn't really execute the basics of what a slasher film should actually look like. A lot of the things within this film felt very forced and kind of boring at times. I'm a huge fan of slasher films, and bringing this into a close perspective of, you know, comparing it to other slasher films, this film just doesn't do it justice for me. And of course, this movie having Justin Long, who is a great actor, I think he did a fantastic job with his particular part as Henry Waters, the psychopath basically behind all of the killings and all of that kind of stuff. Winnie is a self-taught photographer who kind of goes through the idea of what it's like to be forgotten and not really acknowledged by her family. I did enjoy the Christmas atmosphere of this film and kind of how they incorporated the holiday season within it. There was at one point at the beginning of the movie where I was literally waiting for a title card to pop up saying 1 year later. And once, you know, the beginning credits and everything like that end and the opening title happens, you kind of get that feeling of like nostalgia. Now, when it came to McHale's character, I think that he did a fantastic job kind of being that loving fatherly figure that you just really look for within a movie. And of course, within the parallel universe, she meets a girl from her universe that is basically a loser. I think the story would have made a lot more sense if they kind of put her in the parallel universe, having her investigate the whole issue herself. But no, she kind of becomes close friends with Bernie, who is played by Jess McLeod. But since she's kind of the loser in this film, I feel like the character of Winnie should have been like the loser in the parallel universe. Now, if they didn't do the whole I wish I was never born type thing, it would have made this whole premise a lot more interesting. I felt like it was dragging. The fact that nobody kind of knew who she was going into this parallel universe would have made this so much better, is if everyone still knew who she was, but she was kind of pushed to the side a little bit and everyone acted as if she was this totally different person. Basically, she's the loser in the next universe instead of her being forgotten, which would have made a lot more sense to me. And that bringing in Bernie, who is the loser in the other universe, into this universe. And honestly, they should have made her the killer. If they got a girl who was a little bit more tall and a little bit more, you know, nerdy looking, but also can convert into looking a little bit more beautiful for the popularity aspect, if that was the route they were going to go, then I would have said, hey, you know, go for it. In all honesty, I thought this film was extremely boring, and on IMDb, I'm going to give this film a 3-star out of 10 rating. Yeah, it was that bad. And on a lemon scale, I'm going to be giving this 2.5 lemons, just because of how shit this film was. But I really do appreciate the idea and the efforts put into this film. I think it could have been a lot better if the story had a little bit more complex and emotional parts. There were parts of this film where I just truly didn't like the characters at all. I didn't really develop with them, especially the main character, Winnie. But I'm going to leave that decision up to you guys, considering that you all are slasher movie buffs just like myself, and I am extremely excited to let you all know that I will be releasing my full theory and synopsis for Scream 7, which will be coming out onto the channel later this week, probably before Saturday. So make sure you guys have those notification bell buttons on, because I will be uploading every single week so you can stay up to date on all things lemony movie news and shit. But guys, I just want to say thank you all so much. We just hit 100 subscribers on the channel. Thank you. And if you're watching my channel for the very first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those notification bell buttons, like this video because it truly helps the channel out a lot. I will also be releasing my first issue of merchandise coming later in December of 2023 through February of 2024. The first editions will be available for those months only, so you guys can go check that out pretty soon here. But other than that, my super sexy Lemon Nation, never forget that lemons fly.